Hi everybody, this is Anthony from Sunny Creates. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I looked at this now and I realized that we were supposed to be doing wax today, and I prepared everything for watercolors, so my mistake. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll probably take wax on the next round, which is the second round of it. Okay, so I apologize for that if people were looking forward to that, but we'll do wax the next time around. So we're going to be doing watercolors today, and yeah, let's get started. So welcome everybody. I hope you are having an awesome weekend and that you are having fun. Okay, so what did I have today for watercolors? Now, some of you may have seen I had in one of my journals I had done a lot of these little die cuts over here, kind of like this. These die cuts over here, I think what's the word I'm looking for? I added watercolors to it. Now my stash is very thin because I haven't been making, and those that I did make, cut out, I actually gave them away, so didn't realize how little were in here. But nevertheless, here's a few that we can work with quickly. Right, and I'm not going to do all anyway, but this is how they look with watercolors. I'm going to show you how I did this. There's one with watercolor there, and then there's another one I did with watercolors as well, and I just used ordinary watercolor, nothing spectacular, nothing fancy at all, and all I did was I embossed it. There's another watercolor one in here and one in here. So yes, I've got the small ones out today and I'm working with the small ones, but you can do it with bigger die cuts as well. And the reason why I like this, just let me put this away here, sorry, the noise. Sorry. The reason why I like using these here is if you flip them over, they actually part of pull boxes, so they work perfectly for me, because I what's the word, I just recycle my pull boxes. And the die here is, I think, the Tim Holtz flower jar or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So I'm going to be doing a few of this where I use watercolors to be able to color these in and make them look a bit prettier. So I'm just going to get my mat out. Sorry, it's a bit dirty. Let's see if I can clean it. For some reason it's not getting cleaned. I don't know why, but nevertheless, let's use it. Right, and I'm going to show you the state of my watercolors. They are very, very old, and they are actually my son's, both my son's watercolors, and one is 16 and one is 22. So these the watercolors that I have. This one hasn't, I don't like it simply because yeah, it's not very pigmented. Now, and there's another one, as you can see. Okay, so I'm gonna work with these two over here. I think this is the Staedtler brand. I have no idea what brand that is, but I think this is a Staedtler brand, and as you can see, you can figure out from this mess how pretty old they are. So let's clean up this mess here quickly so that we can use it. And I mean, it doesn't mean that you must, if you have the expensive brands, that you don't use it. I don't. I'm not an artist in any way, so you can see that I'm using my kids ones, and also to show you that even if you are using the cheaper brands, I think you can get a pretty decent effect there. Right, so let's get this out again and put it here. Oh, and what I wanted to tell you is, if any of you were looking forward to the video yesterday, I must say that I did film a video yesterday, and I was absolutely gutted that it only filmed 16 minutes of the video, and it was quite late at night, so I was like, by the time I refilm it, then yeah, it's gonna be way too long. So that's what I actually filmed for you yesterday, but I only got 16 minutes out of it. So maybe on my next project, I'm going to show you how I made that, and that's just with an envelope. Okay, so yes, and I went through the video and I realized that 16 minutes didn't, yeah, you know, I couldn't recover from it, and it didn't, at that time it didn't get to the part where it was the most complicated, so I couldn't even explain it for the rest of the period of time. Okay, so let's take this one and let's see what we're going to do. Now I've got watercolor pens, but really you don't have to use them, right? Because I know here in South Africa, these are, I mean, not pens, brushes, they're quite expensive here in South Africa. So if you don't have them, don't use them, and you will see what I do now anyway. So it's not like they're an absolute must. If you have them, go ahead, use them. If you don't have them, no worries. Okay, I'm just cleaning this. It seems like this wasn't cleaned. Let's see, I'm sure we will recover from that. It's watercolor after all. Right, so yeah, so the whole idea is you put water in the barrel and then you use the water from there. But what happens is that these are quite hard to press down. You can see the water is coming out of it. So they are quite hard to press down, and I don't always use it in that manner. I've got this little bit of water that I keep on my desk over here, and you'll see me sometimes spraying the palette with water. Okay, so I'm going to take a lilac, I mean not a lilac, a purple, and I'm just going to start painting. And you know the trick about watercolors, the less water there is on it, the more vibrant it's going to be. Okay, so I'm just going to do that, and the idea is that watercolors flow, but this is a very small piece, and I'm getting away with it. Normally, you know, you have to use what's the word, like watercolor paper, okay, in order to be able to, I mean, you know, you can't try this now with just ordinary copy paper. I don't think it's going to work, or it's not going to give you a great result. So I'm getting away with it because this is quite thick. I mean, it's a pull box here that I'm getting away with. Okay, so that's how simple. And you can see I am no artist whatsoever. In fact, it's very childlike, and sometimes I like it. I like to show it to you because you'll see then you don't have to be an artist to be able to do things for your journal. You don't, really, you don't. So I'm just going through it as well with some pink that I found here, just changing up the color a bit, and I'm using a very, very light hand to be able to do this. I'm just adding some color to it, okay, just so that it looks a bit oh, what's the word I'm looking for? And I got a wet wipe over here that I'm using to wipe off. I mean, I can use the others as well, but I'm not. Now some green, and just hold it down, just a stem, in a darker green. Okay, and that's that. Okay, so I'm going to put it to one side and I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to do maybe 2. That was easy. I'm gonna do 2 maybe, and then because I've got something else that I wanted to show you as well. Yeah. So I do apologize for the video not being aired yesterday. Not this video, my other one. But yeah, I was so sad because I really wanted to show you that, and I had prepared long and hard for it. So it's quite sad that it didn't work. Let's try, I've got one in that color. Let's try this in red and pink or something like that. Okay, and as I mentioned, gosh, I am no expert at this. As you can see, I mean, I don't blend, I don't do anything of that sort. But yeah. So just using the pink and probably I don't know, I mean really eyeballing this. Nothing to it at all, nothing to it. Not the pink, the red. And you can even dry it after each after each color. And I'm not saying that I don't. If I feel I need to, then I do go ahead and do that. If I feel not, then I don't. So it's all up to you what you want to do and how you want to work it. But I just think this is a pretty cool way of using your watercolors to spruce up die cuts that were actually from, you know, pull boxes or whatever the case may be. So that's that. And then I probably will go in with some pink again. I don't know, just to add some variation to it. Can't really see it much. Like that. It's very light, you won't be able to see much on camera. I don't think you will be able to, but I can see where the pink is. Like that. And I mean, you know, you can go in with some other color as well. Let's try some purple. And I'm mixing all the colors, as you can see. So no rhyme or reason. Just adding some color to it here and there. Really don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, but nevertheless, there we go. And then we're going to go in with the green here, like that. And if you you know, if you have a better eye for color, or if you work with watercolors, then oh my gosh, this can be even more beautiful. And I'm really using the tip of my brush here, and I'm going in to do that. And yeah, just checking. I'm just checking whether this actually is filming, because yesterday I filmed the whole, well, I did the whole video thinking it was filming and it wasn't, so I was quite disappointed. Very disappointed. It was quite late, as I mentioned, so it was like not worth filming it. I'll keep it though. I'll keep the idea for another channel. And then I'm going in with the lighter color as well. I don't know. To me it looks too green, dark green. So I'm just going in with some lighter green now. And that's it. That's it. That's what I'm just going to show you here. And then stick around because I've got another technique for you and as well. Okay, so that's it. And what you're going to do now is we are going to I'm going to put the video on pause, and then what I'm going to do is that I am, oh, you know what, I really like that red, so I'm going to put the video on pause and I'm going to change this up to a brighter red here, a little bit more red here. Okay, and okay, I'm doing it while we are waiting. So I'm just adding a little bit more red to the flower. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, so put the video on pause, going to dry it, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I'm done drying it. I think didn't need a lot to dry, and what I'm going to do now is I am going to yeah, it's dry enough. I'm going to bring in some distress, not distress, what nonsense, some embossing powder, and I am going to emboss this. And this is a very dirty pad, as you can see, but I keep it that way simply because then I can use it. Just give me a second. Okay, so I just have to get a tweezer, which disappeared on me. So I'm just using this tweezer to press this down into, I've got quite a dirty ink pad here, and the reason why it's dirty is because of this, using it for that purpose. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up now, and doesn't look like it did too good a job, but because it's watercolor, it does mess up your mat a bit, your pad, your stamping pad, but I'm okay with that because I'm a junk journaler and I'm quite fine with that. So there we go. And what I'm gonna do over here, I should have cleaned this, yeah, and I am going to now heat it up and get back to you. Okay, so this is after one coat of it, but I don't like it with one coat, so I am going to put it back in here and I'm going to do it again. Like that. Now it's safe because it's got that coating already on it. And I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to give it about 3 coats and get back to you to show you how it looks. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one over here and get back to you, okay? Okay, so I'm back, and let me just show it to you. This one I put 2 coats on it, and I can't see. Yeah, so 2 coats on that, and then this one I put 3. I hope you can see that. Feels like I don't have some lights on, but I do have everything on. Yeah. Okay, and then these are the ones that I did a long time ago. You saw me taking it out of my stash, and they could have either 2 or 3 quotes. I mean quotes. Why am I saying quotes? I don't know. So they don't really take long to do, and you can pop them out and keep them. Okay, so that's the one technique that we have. And then the other one, let's just put this away. Leave those over there. And the next thing that I have is that I took the pinhole dies. I think it's called Tattered Florals or something like that. Okay, and I cut out pieces of the flowers. That's what I'm using. Sorry about the light. Watercolor pad, artist material, A3 sheets, 20 sheets, 190 GSM. And I got this in my local I don't know what you'll call it, like a local craft store kind of a thing. And here we have 3 of the same size, and then 3 and 3. Now if you look at this over here, you can do many different things with it. For example, is it in here? Nope. Okay. Some reds over here that we're going to use. So the tiniest of tiny brads. Just looking for some. That's the tiniest I have. But you don't have to use them. What did I take out that? And then doesn't want to come into my hand. Maybe that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Okay. And here I'm using watercolor paper. And they said it was 190 GSM or something like that. And I just cut out the shapes over here. And I forgot that I was going to use this all over again. And then we are going to just add this to it. As I mentioned, I am simply not an artist. So I'm going to use some pink. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to just color it in like that. Something like that. And then at the next size, it looks a bit different. I think it's the different flower. Why did I think it was the same flower? There's some that I made over here. And you know what? I made a different flower. I cut different flowers. Yep. These are different. This one is different. Okay, anyway, let's see what we get out of it. Because they come with many different shapes and sizes. This one. Don't know how it's gonna work. Suppose we can only try. When I say different, I mean, can you see these don't go down as much as these? They're not cut as much as that. Okay, so did that, and then I'm just gonna flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Like that. Yeah. So ladies, remember my 500 subscriber competition is coming up shortly. I can't remember what I'm on now. Very close to 500, if not, I can't remember. Haven't checked in the last 2 days. Yeah, so remember the rules over there. If you want to qualify for the chance to win a digital kit from my Etsy store, there's a video, I think it's called using vertical spaces or something in your junk journal, and all you have to do over there is that you have to like it, comment on it, and subscribe to my channel to stand a chance. I will be drawing from that video there to see who's going to win the digital kit. So all you got to do is go to the video called vertical spaces in your junk journals, and then you're going to have to like, okay, comment, and subscribe. And make sure when you subscribe that your subscription is actually public, okay? Because as I've been mentioning, that if your subscription is not public, it's difficult for me to see it. Okay, now can you see I am no artist? So I just take red now, I'll try a darker color and add it in. And then, yeah, this is not gonna, don't know how this is gonna come out, but nevertheless, it's here now, and we must work with it. Let's see. Like that, and the same here. So in order to get the darker color, I am not putting too much of water in there. Right, so let's see what we're going to do with that. I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to come back, okay, on that one there. Okay, so I thought I will just do a purple one as well at the same time to show it to you. And now what I'm going to do is, this comes from, I think even your appliances might have this piece over here, so you can use this. And then you don't have to use this, you can use the back of a teaspoon as well. I've been crafting for years, and it's only the other day that I found this set in the baking place, and I've been looking for it for a while, and they are quite expensive, so I wasn't gonna buy it if it was so expensive. So nevertheless, have something that is spongy, okay, and then all you do is you do this to your flowers. You just roll it and roll it and roll it like that, okay, until they come up like that. As I said, the bottom of a teaspoon can also work. Now this is interesting because this one, can you see, can use a smaller one here, maybe even a smaller. Now I'm just using different sizes because I got them, right? I used to make the flowers without them, so that's fine too. think this pretty small one here. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is, let's do these as well, and then let's see. So all I'm doing is I'm putting this round ball, into the middle, and I'm just rolling it in the middle around. Okay. Yeah, I must say that these don't work so well, these flowers here, because they're not cut deep enough, but I have them now, which means I must use them because I can't waste them. Okay, so that's what we're going to do there. And here's some that I already did, but I did not I didn't put anything through it. Now you can do two things. You can either put a brad through it, or you can stick it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I thought I took it out. I have no idea where I put it. It's okay. Okay, put it back where it belonged. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this now, and I am going to position it such that the leaves look a bit discentered, meaning that they don't match up with the other one. I'm going to try and find the middle like that, and I'm going to poke it down like that, and then I'm going to take a brad and I'm going to push it through there like that on both sides. And you can see that they're still a bit weird, so when they dry they can look awesome. Okay, kind of like that. And yes, they are a bit bulky, but that does not mean to say that you have to use it like that in your junk journal. And you can go with as many layers as you want to. I don't want too many layers. I want to put them in my junk journal. So that's one. And look, you can make yours prettier than that for sure, because remember, you are going to be able to color much better than I am. And then let's put that one there as well. And on this one here, I think I might glue it, because I want to use the pink on this one here. So let's try that. Let's just let's try that. There, put these together, and I'm just making sure that the leaves from one petal to the, not petal, like one flower to the next, I suppose, yeah, does not match up, kind of a thing. I won't be too fussy, really. I won't. I'll try to find the middle. If you see me wearing a hat, I just am wearing a hat. Oh, and then I'm going to add that there, like that. Now, not everyone will have these little brads for sure, so we must be cognizant of that. So we'll show you a different method now. So there we go. Oh, how cute. I mean, really, well, I think it's cute. I'm sure you do too. With yours, you're going to see how cute it's going to look. And this is ugly. Okay, I'll admit. I don't know what I was doing there. So on this one now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue. Oh, really? I don't know why you want to make my glue. It doesn't matter. Let's try this. I think I took it downstairs, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try this one. Hopefully it'll work. But I would go with quite a thick glue. I mean, sturdy glue. Reason is this is watercolor paper, so it's not a thin paper. It's quite a thick paper. And let's add that, so we can manipulate it a bit. Something like that. And then let's add this one. And there. Wow, for something that I thought wasn't going to stick quickly, it stuck pretty quickly. I'm going to just do that a bit, because I do feel that this one is not in place. How cute. And then maybe what we would do is we would look at, sorry, I'm going to stretch because my glue is downstairs, so I'm going to try and find something here that's going to work. So my apologies, and my apologies for the noise as well. Let's try that. Use our container with our stuff in it. So this is if you don't have the brads. Let's try something like this. Let's move this out here. Done that one. We've done that one. We'll do these. Yeah, oh, okay, we're not using brads for these ones, so we can move this out for now. And I think I'm gonna go with a bright choices. I think I'm gonna go with lilac in it. Let's see. No, maybe this bright pink. I don't know. Choices. Yeah. So, you know, not everyone can get that. So let's say if we can't get that. And also, you don't really have to use the Tim Holtz die. You can use your flower punches. Or even if you don't have flower punches, I started off with cutting my flowers myself. Just templates off the internet. You'll definitely get templates off the internet that will allow for you to cut flowers, you know, the same shape but different sizes of it, and that will work as well. So that's gonna work as well. So that's another one. There. How cute is that? Let's do this one now. Same thing we're going to do. We're going to add some glue here. Oh, my table is looking a bit messy. Let's do that. Since we don't need that, I'm going to add some glue here. and then add that one to it, trying all the while to not let the petals match up, or one flower not let it match up with the other one. And you can see the shoddy painting here, hey? But it's okay, because when it comes together, it comes together quite nicely. And it is hidden. You know, in this one, I don't know. I don't really like that pink. It's not standing out enough. So on this one, maybe I'm going to put a silver or a white. I mean, a silver or a white. A silver. Yeah. Let's add this. But then at the same time, if you now let's not try that. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. We got nothing to lose. Let's try this. Let's try the blue. Don't you love how indecisive I am? So indecisive. Sorry if I'm out of frame. It's just that I am pulling out that glue that comes with it because it's looking really yucky. Yeah, that actually looks nice, that blue on that thing. And then all you're going to do is you're going to pick it up like that. But I don't want to you know, a lot of now this is not pretty, a lot of bulk or dimension. The word is dimension. I don't want a lot of dimension because I want them to go into my junk journal. And then if you have a lot of dimension, you're going to create bulk. Okay, so I think that's going to be there like that. And then we'll take another blue and we'll add it to it. Okay, and then now we can start putting away these things. So ladies and gents, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more content like this, then please consider giving this video a thumbs up, and also please consider joining or subscribing to my YouTube channel in order to be able to see these kind of videos, and also hit that notification bell so you are aware of these videos when they come up. This is the series we run every Sunday, A to Z times 2, and this is the second time I think I got it wrong. Once before I got it wrong as well. Here we go. And the whole idea about this is that the reason why I do these videos is that I am a part-time crafter, and I want to show you that you don't have to be a serious crafter to be able to create things in your journals. You don't have to have every single item out there to be able to make stuff in your journals. I've been crafting for a while, so yes, I do have quite a bit of stuff, but then I live in South Africa. We don't get everything, so my craft supplies are limited as well. And as I mentioned, I've been crafting for years. In this last week I only got this, so it's not like I've never made these flowers before. I have. In the Tim Holtz style, I only got the maybe last year somewhere. So I used to use templates and up until then, and I don't have flower dyes as well. I do have a silhouette machine, but I don't always take it out to use. Okay, I mean, not take it out, it's out. I just don't always use it. So here we go. These are the flowers that we did. If you don't have the brads, that's not a problem, because you can then do something like this. If you do have the brads, then you can use the brads as well. And then I would just, before I stick it down in my journal, I would put some like sellotape over there so that it doesn't rip into the page. And then we've done this here with recycled. We recycled on this project over here. We took our pearl boxes and we used watercolors. We used a heat gun, and we used embossing powder. Sorry, my hands are messed. And we were clear embossing powder, and we were able to do that there. Okay, so those are our projects today with watercolors. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Remember that I just want to let you know that I think for more on 15 years or so, I never had a heat gun. I never had this fancy heat gun. Okay, I used to use the one that scrapes paint, paint scraper or something like that. And the only difference I can tell you is this one is more of a controlled temperature, and it also doesn't allow so much of blowing. So, but you can also use a paint scraper. I don't have it with me down. It graduated to the garage after I bought this one. So, but I'm using it on a project where I'm actually scraping paint off with it. So yeah, that's it. Even these watercolor pens, you don't need them. I mean, brushes, you don't need them. So that's it from me, ladies and gents. Have an awesome rest of the week. Take care and have a blessed week. Happy crafting, and I will see you during the course of the week. Bye bye. Take care. Lots of love from Santini at Sunny Creates.